Leadership is developed, learned, and is always evolving.
Mm-hmm.
People who are put in leadership positions should never be put there because they don't have the right temperament to be that. All right. The best leader is one who is servant first.
Yeah.
So
you got to be a servant. Yeah, definitely.
So a lot of times, if your people see you getting in there, getting dirty, and doing the work, then their morale is much greater because then whenever it is you ask them to do something, they know that you're not asking them to do something that you wouldn't do.
You wouldn't do. Yeah, correct.
You know.
Correct.
Leaders don't have the mindset to not see someone as equal, even though they have the position of power. You still see the person that works for you as equal to you, and you treat them as such.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And leaders also are willing to listen to their suggestions.
Yeah.
If they're doing the job every day,
They have more insight than you. Yeah.
You want to listen to their suggestions. And if it doesn't work based on information you know on the back end, then you share. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't owe anybody no explanation. This is my company.
That's a coward way out. Yeah, that's a coward way out right there. Yeah.
You know, because at the end of the day, you're responsible for the culture of your company.
Yep.
All right? And if you don't build a good culture in your company, then it'll erode from the inside.
Correct. Culture is the way of life. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll erode from the inside.
Yeah.
So you develop good leaders by being a number one example, all right, and being consistent. You know, sometimes you have a bad day, this and that, but if you consistently across the board the same person over and over again, they know what to expect from you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's very dangerous. They don't know who they're going.
Yeah.
They don't know who walked through the door that day.
Yeah.
What temperament are you?
Absolutely. You know, there's a fine line. You know, sometimes it's okay to be friendly and chummy, but sometimes you got to know when to toe the line. Like,
Yeah, you got a little nasty streak to you.
Yeah.
I seen it. Yeah. Don't get all caught up with all this y'all seeing it. This boy, he is a businessman. I seen it.
Yeah, sometimes you have to be assertive.
Nasty, but I guess.
You have to be assertive sometimes. You know? But I think it's important to be that way, just so that, because sometimes you do that so that you can correct people from them being.
They bullshitting. Cut the shit. I mean, that's what I call it. You gotta have to cut the shit moment. Don't worry about it. I'm doing all the cussing here, but yeah, I'm the one. Yeah, hey yo, we dead in that now because they get carried away, and then sometimes you'll find yourself wasting hours, minutes arguing a stupid point with a person who just like to argue for the sake of arguing. At that point, you don't want to be here. You just want somebody to go argue with. Yeah. So you might want to go home for a while. You know, this might be your last day. Go home, argue with somebody that loves you. That's how I look at it. Okay. Because when it's business and money, like I said, if somebody's correct, then most of the times you can hear it in the first 15 minutes of y'all talking. If you know your company, your business, and if what they're saying makes sense, you try it. If it don't work, for whatever reason, hey, we're going back to this way, and we're not going to sit up here and have this conversation every day because I hate wasting time arguing about is the sky blue, purple, green, or red. It's a waste of time. You know what I mean?
I've had moments where I've had to make some corrections, but they're few and far in between.
Okay.
You know, and if you build that cachet with people, and you have made a lot of deposits in their trust bank, then when you go to make the withdrawal, they're okay.
That's good.
You know?
That's good.
One of the things I would like to share with people is don't let the lack of money get in the way of you starting whatever it is that you plan to start. One of the things that I suggest people do is whenever something comes to mind they want to do, you know, write it down. And then write down the ways that you can monetize it. And that starts to create your plan, your business plan. And then whatever resources you have at that moment to get started, just start. You know, when I started, I didn't have all my license, I didn't have all my insurances. I didn't have a lot of capital in the bank. I didn't even have a lot of clients, all right? But what I did was I just kept at it, and I kept reinvesting in the business. And I just kept reinvesting. And as time went on, when I could afford it, I got my insurances, whatever bonding is, things that you have to do, started buying new vehicles. It was just, as time went on, you just reinvest and just grow. Mm-hmm. And you don't even think about it because you just put your head down, and if you're working every day and this is what you're doing.
Turn around and see how far you came.
Yes. Before you know it, you look up and you turn around and everything you need is there. All right.
Always make those checklists so that way you can check it off as you're going through it.
Yeah.
Just let people know it's good sometimes to reflect on where have you, how far you came. Not to interrupt you.
It's okay. But that's what happens, and even now we still reinvest in the business. We have to buy, there's capital purchases of certain apparatus that you need for certain things that you might do. Always continuously expand what it is that you're doing. Don't just be, one trick pony. Be everything you can be for your clients. All right. So that they say, can you do this? Yeah, we can do that. Can you do this? Yeah, we can do that. Can
you start doing squirrels yet?
Just do all that.
Yeah, I gotta get the squirrels, man. These damn Philadelphia squirrels are different, man. And nobody got to master it, man. You gotta find, you gotta partner up with somebody, man. I'm quite sure them squirrels, man.
Wildlife is a different animal altogether.
I'm telling you, man, that take you somewhere different because that squirrel different now. It's a hip hop squirrel.
Oh, it's hip hop squirrel.
Yeah, he got a hoodie and Tim's on. This new squirrel different, man. He is different. He all year round, and I'm telling you, when they get to stomping in the roof and the ceiling, it sound different. It sound different.
Hey, man, I done tackled a few of them a couple times. Yeah. I don't have no problem with the squirrels. But I think that sometimes people say, well, I don't have, instead of focusing on what they do, and just going what it is that they got. And before you know it, you'll build on everything and you'll grow it. There is a book and I should have looked it up, I apologize, but it's called, it has a title in it called 10,000 Hours. And a gentleman wrote this book, and he said if you can make it to 10,000 hours in your business, it will become successful. 10,000 hours, if you work 24 hours a day, is 6 months.
Yeah, but that ain't gonna happen.
No, it's not gonna happen. But if you work 5-6 days a week, 8 hours a day, it's about 3 years.
The average person on their job, just to give you the right, just to give it to you, because I got to keep the hours right, it's actually 40 hours a week for 5 years. Okay. It's 10,000 hours. Okay. That's going to hit you right on the mark. Boom. Right. With 2 weeks off of vacation. But yeah, All right. Yeah, that gives you your 10,000 hours though. That gives you right there on the mark. Okay. But the way you're saying it, yes, the more you do it though, when you do the 16s and the 12s, you're going to get there so much faster. Right. And you're going to know so much. So yes, 10,000 hours. I'm a welder by trade also, and that's what they say. When you've done 10,000 hours of welding, and you're competent and really learning, by the time you get to that 10,000 hour, you'll be like inspired. You'll be the greatest. Yeah, and you become, you became a marksman. Almost.
Well, because you put that time in, I had the discussion earlier about the opportunity that have been coming to you that you weren't expecting.
Yes.
It's because the 10,000 hours.
Oh, I'm past 10,000 hours.
But you get me. It made you a magnet.
Correct.
For the other opportunities.
And honestly, I had the skill at 10,000 hours, but it took me another 10,000 hours to get the temperament, the humbleness, and even jobs where I did great, I still had to go back and look. It's almost like game film, and everything you do. Like with me, I'm a guy who always had to go back and look like, well, damn, what could we have done better? See, in work, we have a thing called a pre-job brief and a post-job brief. And it's simple. It's a lot of simple shit like that where people overlooking and don't want to do it. But I'm a person who sits down and does it. And the reason why is because it was always a better way to do it, even a faster way. Even it's simple things, but if you tweak it right there, because most people too lazy to do it, you look like a magician when you're able to go in there and say, and they ask you, hey man, you got X amount of guys, can you get this done? And they'll say, can you get it done in 10 hours? I tell them, I get it done in 9 hours and 32 seconds, like something like that on purpose. And I got guys that'll do it because I know the job. I can get it done in 6 hours, but I'm not going to mess up the contract of the job and do it in 6 hours. But what I'm saying is that when you really get in there with your guys, do the work, know the work, and able to critique even your best job, man, when you come back, you can do it even better. So I do believe in the 10,000 hours with the actual skill.
It works in industry. It works in
life.
It's
in life. That's a rule of life.
Yeah, because you know, if you think about it, when you're in business, by the time you reach 10,000 hours, you then develop a residual income.
Yes.
A referral base. You probably got all the equipment that you need to do your job. All right, and you have the wisdom of that time of doing all of that, and all of that is a magnet to additional business that's coming in
to you.
Because by then the referral base will catapult you because somebody is talking about what it is.
How good
I'm
it is.
always amazed when I show up at someone's house because we do very little marketing. All right, because we couldn't handle the work if we did. If you go on Google search for us, or you look online or Yelp and stuff, we got all 5 stars, and people have written books
about what you've done.
About work that we've done for them. Now I'm grateful. I'm very grateful that they've done that. We don't solicit that.
No,
it's something they do on their own. Okay. But that being said, most of our work in business is by word of mouth.
Refer. Yeah, you're like a mom and pop restaurant, but you're like the mom and pop restaurant. You know, like some mom and pop restaurants, they're very good, but you can't get in. It's hard to get in. You know what I mean?
Well, we're starting to get seen now because we have some big commercial accounts now.
Okay.
And there are people who are calling us trying to buy us out.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Yeah. So that's happening because of some of the accounts we got.
That's what I'm talking about.
But this is what I expect to happen because we put our time in, we put our work in, and we do good work.
Exactly.
Okay. And see, here's the other thing when I was talking about the hustle part. Your name is bigger than money.
And all money not worth it?
No, all money is not good money. Protect your name at all costs. If you got to walk away from something, walk away from it. But protect your name at all costs. All right? Because you can build up something for 6 years.
Lose it in one day.
And then one day somebody can, you know. So it's your responsibility, and I teach my guys that is we have to protect the name. So that means that customer service has to be top notch.
Chick-fil-A status.
Definitely, and greater.
Yeah.
Top notch customer service. You know, we got to be willing to go the extra mile. But see, in the training, that's done in the apprenticeship.
Okay.
That those skills and those habits are formed in the apprenticeship.
Gotcha.
So it's just work. They're accustomed to doing it. It's not like they feel like they're doing something
it's part of the job.
And then the other thing is try to find out how you can separate yourself from other people. Like by us being smaller, one of the things we do is small things. Like we'll come in and we'll do exclusionary stuff, whereas other companies will charge for it. It'll be a part of our pricing. All right? And that helps us to get rid of the problem altogether instead of
So is that going against what your pop said as far as the standard, or that's called just adding a little extra?
That's our business model. Our
Gotcha.
business model is not volume sales.
Gotcha.
All right?
It's to contain the sale that you have and make this person a constant customer.
When I worked for Vanguard, the founder of Vanguard's name was Jack Bogle. Okay, he was the founder of the Vanguard Group. He started in the 1970s. All right, the Fidelities, the Chase Mahans, all of those other companies is much bigger. All right, he believed in slow, steady growth. All right, and over time, you'll be with the players.
Well, he definitely in with the players now.
You'll
He
be with
top
the players.
of the line now.
Exactly. So I took that philosophy with us and said, all right, we're going to build slow and steady. We're never going to take on more than what we can handle. All right, and people actually wait for us because of the reputation that we've built.
Yeah, quality is
quality work. So at the end of the day, we don't worry about clients. We don't have those issues. But the issues that we have is making sure we can handle what it is we get.
Okay.
You know, but that being said, Our business model is more of being customer service oriented than volume sales, getting a lot of jobs in one time.
You're not worrying about that.
Yeah, because with the big box companies, that's their business model is to send their guys out and do 20 jobs a day.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Yeah, because they got to make up that. They got to make up that volume. They almost have they got a lot of trucks, a lot of people, a lot of payroll. So I get it.
Yeah, but they do everything cheaply.
Yeah.
They don't use the same stuff we use. They just do stuff differently.
They water down the quality of
Exactly.
everything.
They water it down. And that being said, with this particular industry, the overhead is low. Mm-hmm. All right. So by the overhead being low, the profit margins are greater.
So tell me this, getting back to your workers and stuff.
Okay.
Like, so an average guy that comes to you. First of all, you're hiring?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Yeah.
And the average guy that comes to you, what's the range of wage, if you don't mind me asking?
Okay. So we're 6 strong now. Mm-hmm. 6 of us now. We've only been in business 7 years. Mm-hmm. Okay. My apprenticeship program is at least 6 months.
Okay.
All right. So most guys come in, the big box companies, their apprenticeship program might be 30 days and then they send them out. Mm-hmm. They don't know anything in 30 days.
No,
okay?
no.
They don't have the instincts. They haven't developed any instincts to know anything. So
you're gonna make your guys quality.
Exactly. So 6 months. Mm-hmm. All right. And depending on what it is they do, mm-hmm. all right, their salaries can be anywhere from an apprenticeship stage, even though they're not really doing anything because they can't really apply, they'll be in the low 100s a day, and then anywhere up to 2 or 3, depending on what it is you do. Mm-hmm. And that all depends on if you're doing certain type of jobs.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So now, being as though you have a finance in your background, mm-hmm. and some of your workers, like, do you try to teach these guys about the Vanguards and the Prudentials? Like, hey, listen, you're making X, Y, Z. You might want to think about, hey, putting this there or doing this with some of your money. The reason why I say this is because, man, a lot of people in life, man, mm-hmm. who just go through life just hustling and bustling, mm-hmm. chasing wage, and never, ever putting anything away. Mm-hmm. And as you start to get older, you might not want to go on that crawl space today. Mm-hmm. You might not want to lug that bag up the steps, mm-hmm. up, XYZ flights, like, do you kind of show those guys, like, hey, man, if you put the money away, or you haven't really got to that part of it?
Non-intentionally. It's more in conversation.
Okay, when you hear a guy talk about how many pairs of Jordans he bought with one check.
We don't have those conversations because that's not the topic I talk about, because mm-hmm. I'm very open with them about the direction we're going. Like, for example, on Friday, we have a meeting for a bidding process for one of the big hospitals in the city. Mm-hmm. So I share all of that mm-hmm. because being a minority owner, okay, these opportunities don't come often, but you have to put yourself in position for that, okay? Yeah. And one of the things that I tell everybody is consider any and all opportunities, even if it's not for you. Sit down, listen to what somebody might be pitching, and maybe you never know, it might be something that you can do that might be another part of your portfolio, okay? Mm-hmm. So consider any and all. It's only time. If it's 10 minutes, if it's an hour, okay, what would you do? What was you gonna do in an hour? Go buy a cheesesteak and drink a soda? It may be something that might be an additional income stream for you and your family. So don't shut people down, because to me, I'm always gonna continuously try to every day be as humble as I possibly can in this, regardless of what status that I'm at. Mm-hmm. Because I remember from where I came. Mm-hmm. And someone else is trying to get there, themselves. So I gotta be willing to give back in that frame. Because when I give back in that frame, it's only a seed that's being sown that's gonna reap a benefit or harvest later. Okay? Mm-hmm. Catch this. You reap what you sow, more than what you have sown, but later than you have sown it. You reap what you sow.
Yeah, you get it later.
More than you have sown, but later than you have sown it.
So don't give nobody nothing, think you're going to get it tomorrow.
Exactly. Take an apple seed, mm-hmm. all right? So in that apple seed, everything that it needs is in it. You plant that apple seed, it's watered, and what grows is an apple tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have sown it, and what you're going to get from that tree is only apples. You're not going to get anything else from that tree but just apples. That's all you're going to get, all right? So you're going to reap from that seed you sown apples. You're going to reap more than what you have sown. You're going to reap more than the seed because you're going to reap bushels of apples,
Mm-hmm.
but you're going to do it later. You're going to get it later.
And it's only gonna be apples.
It's only going to be apples.
So whatever you.
But
out
apples
there,
have value.
No. And,
Yeah.
and I'm saying is that so it's like whatever is your thing.
Yes.
So it's money, kindness, love,
Yes.
office, treachery, robbery,
Yes.
stealing, whatever you put out there, whatever that seed is, it's coming back to you.
Yeah, and it come back more than what
Come
it
back
get.
tenfold. Yeah.
Tenfold. So that's the mindset that I have when I do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So whatever I do every day is going to benefit me later.
Is what you planting.
Yes,
That
it's gonna
day is
benefit
all
me
you
later.
planting.
So I can never feel like I'm poor or I don't have or I need all these other things because in my mind I'm already conditioned myself to see what it is I'm going to reap later. All right. I've already embraced it.
You already embraced
It's not
it.
even here yet, but I've already
You
embraced
know
it.
it's coming to you.
Yes.
You ain't even waiting
All right?
on it.
So I live in expectation of success. I live in expectation of success.
I like that better than I live in abundance. I like that one better. I live in expectation of success. I live in expectation of success. You should learn that. That's a very good line. I like that. I live in expectation of success. That's dope.
Absolutely.
That's dope. I like that. Well, we got to cut this one short, player.
Okay.
I know we could have kept going for a couple hours, but
Yeah.
I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, tell the people how to get in contact with you if they need your services.
We are on, the name of the company is Fowler Pest Solutions, www.fowlerpest.com. Our number is 267-534-7131. That is the direct line. 1-888-PEST-799 is our other number. You can find us on Google. Look us up on Google. You'll find us on Google. You can reach us through Google. You can actually ask for inquiry in Google. You can reach us that way. We're there for you.
Hey, this is Sharif Hanks with Just Conversations. And one thing, if they come and do it, and you get the bill a week later, don't be surprised. They didn't forget to charge you. The bill is always coming. Hey, it's Sharif Hanks for Just Conversations. I want to thank you for your time, Just Convos. Woo. See you again.